all my Ohio high school football friends and fans out there, welcome to another sports edition of the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show. Sit back, relax. My friends, we all know week one for Ohio high school football is officially in the books. And my friends, if this is any indication what Ohio high school football 2025 is going to look like, we are in for one exciting Ohio high school football season without a doubt. My friends, just last night, August 22nd, Ted Ginn Sr. and the Cleveland Glenville Tar Blooders traveled to Massillon, beautiful Paul Brown Stadium, and they pulled off the upset. We are talking Division IV Glenville beating Division II Massillon Tigers by the score of 33-27 in that overtime thrilling game. You know, you stop and look at it. My hats goes off big time to Coach Ted Ginn Sr., the coaching staff, and obviously the Tar Blooder players. They came to play. Case closed. And, you know, everyone knows me. I can admit when I'm wrong. I had Massillon winning this game. A big reason why, home field advantage. But nonetheless, you know, this was a Glenville team that took a halftime lead of 19-7. You know, Massillon did come back in the second half to tie it at 27-all. The game went into overtime, and what more can you say? Glenville made the plays, Massillon did not. And when you stop and look, you know, what a game plan by Coach Ted Ginn Sr. He mixed up the running attack, which then opened up a very good Nelson Jr. passing attack. And bottom line, you know, it was just a wonderful game plan by the Cleveland Glenville Tar Blooders. You know, this is a team, like I said, coming in last season, finishing an impressive 11 wins and only 4 losses. This is a dynamite football program from the city of Cleveland. And when you look at this football team, this is a team that did a splendid job Friday night against Massillon's defense running the football. And I'm an old-fashioned type person that when you can successfully run the football, that will open up the passing attack. And that's exactly what the Tar Blooders did. They kept Massillon's defense on their toes the whole game. And as you can see, Glenville went on to win in a thriller 33-27 in overtime. Now, you stop and look at this game. Mandel Patterson, quarterback for Massillon. A lot of people didn't know how he was going to come out and play. I thought he played all right. I thought he managed the offense well. He threw 3 touchdown passes, 1 to Giorgio Jackson Jr., and 2 to Deontay Malone, who played a very good football game. He did have that crucial interception, and Massillon also fumbled the football. So, my friends, too many points were left off the scoreboard. Hear me out. Massillon missed an extra point. They, in a minute 30 left in regulation, had the ball at Glenville's 10-yard line, okay, with a minute 30. And they couldn't punch it in for a touchdown, so they settled for a chip shot field goal, and it was blocked. The game went into overtime. They settled in their first possession for another field goal, and that was blocked. So, my friends, 2 blocked field goals and a missed extra point. Do the math. There are 7 points right there off the scoreboard, right then and there. And like I mentioned, you know, the turnovers did not help. The interception thrown did not help. The fumble by Massillon definitely did not help the cause. You know, once again, you know, bottom line, 2 perennial powerhouses getting it on in Paul Brown Stadium. And I did predict this would be a very interesting Very interesting, good football game. But once again, I did predict that Massillon would have went on to win this game, but not so. Not so at all. I give Ted Ginn Sr. all the credit in the world. He brought the correct game plan into this game. He was able to neutralize, for the most part, the Massillon's rushing attack. And like I said, I love the way he mixed in, Ted Ginn Sr. did, mixed in a very good rushing attack along with a very good Nelson Jr. passing attack. When they needed a little screen pass to get the drives going, they were able to do so. When they needed a receiver to slant across the middle, they were able to do so. And then when they needed to throw 50 yards or more downfield for a long bomb, they were also able to do so. So, bottom line, this was an offense that basically had their way throughout Friday night against the Massillon Tigers. Like I said, Glenville, a lot of confidence in that first half. You open up a 19-7 lead in Paul Brown Stadium as a visiting team. Without a doubt, they had Massillon on the ropes the entire game, if you ask me. Yes, Massillon did a nice job to come back and tie this game. But, when it went into overtime, and I noticed that field goal was blocked in overtime, at that point I'm thinking not good if you're a Massillon Tigers football fan. Because, like I said, turnover on downs, and Glenville got the ball back. Little slant across the middle. Nelson was point the entire game. He was spot on. He was just throwing BBs the entire game. He really was. Long bomb, slants across the middle, little post patterns. He played a phenomenal game. He really did. Big reason why that Glenville was able to win this game. And I've always said that Glenville is always known for that big, strong offensive line and D-line. And sure enough, once again, my friends, for 2025, they were bringing it. I thought Glenville's defense in the first half played superb. You only hold Massillon to just one touchdown in the first half. You're doing something right. Massillon was able in the second half to kind of get that offense going a little bit. But nonetheless, my hat's off goes to Coach Ted Ginn Sr. What a job he did, most winningest coach at Cleveland Glenville Tar Blooders history. And it was a game that, we kind of knew that it possibly could have played out this way, even though I did like Massillon to win this game. Not so, my friends. Not so. And I can admit when I was wrong. And, Glenville made the plays when they needed to, both offensively and defensively. Okay? Massillon, on the other hand, like I mentioned, that interception in the third quarter definitely did not help. That fumble, Massillon fumbled the football, definitely did not help. And the special teams, the kicking game was horrendous. Okay? Now, we're talking about a very good field goal kicker, Herrera, for Massillon. Okay? But when the ends of Glenville are so quick that they busted through to block those two field goals, is it the kicker's fault? I want to say no. Absolutely not. It was the O-line and the blocking scheme for Massillon that you really need to point the finger at. Okay? Why those kicks were blocked. Right there. My friends, bottom line, I do believe Coach Nate Moore will have his team ready to regroup in week 2 of Ohio High School Football 2025. But nonetheless, this is a game that Massillon will definitely have to learn from their mistakes. Sometimes a loss is better than a win. Okay? At least with the loss, you knew the mistakes you made. Okay? And you know that you cannot continue to make those same mistakes if you want to improve throughout the Ohio High School 2025 football campaign. So, it just comes down to Glenville made the plays. Glenville's defense came to play. It did shock me a little bit. I thought Massillon's defense would have played much better than what they did. You know, they gave up 33 points to a Division IV school. But, my friends, hold up. When you look at Cleveland-Glenville, do not let that division number fool you. Yes, they're D4, okay? But this team plays a D1 and D2 schedule year in and year out. So for me, they are not your typical Division IV team from the state of Ohio. Let's just get that straight without a doubt. So my friends, once again, the Cleveland-Glenville Tarblooders beats the Massillon Tigers in a thriller Friday night in Paul Brown Stadium, 33-27 in overtime. My friends, if you are new to my channel, please by all means smash the subscribe button. If you like this video, which I hope you all do, please click on the like button. Please check out Super Thanks, new on my program. And like always, not only do I love to read your comments, but I love to respond and get back to every comment that I do read. So please comment down below what you feel how this game went. Whether you're a Tarblooders fan, a Massillon Tigers fan, or another high school fan, doesn't matter. Let me know how you felt about this video and about that game Friday night. Like always, my friends, peace out. God bless you all. Stay safe. Once again, click up this face right here for subscription. Like always, my friends, peace out. God bless. Until next time, Buckeye Vinny's out of here.